So today, I want to go over, and thank you, Bob, for recording, is the principles that we talk about in its totality, and we're going to go back to the acronyms, okay? So we have quite a few acronyms, and we're going to go over them today. But I'm going to ask you folks, and you folks are going to tell me what they represent. So, Roger, when we talk about the 5 R's, tell me a little bit about the 5 R's. Okay. Give me 1 minute. My daughter's calling me. So Roger, you saved by the bell. You could look over, okay? Sorry. Actually, if you can go there right now. Okay? So get a little practice. Love you. Okay, Roger, you're on.
Receive.
Thanks, Bob.
Receive, release, root.
Receive, release, root. Okay. Can you talk a little bit about what they represent?
Receive, accepting the energy. Release, no tension. And root is taking it down to the ground. Rebound is allowing it to come back up. And then that's return.
Okay, pretty good. Let me just elaborate for you a little bit, Roger. To receive, it means to open. It means to open all the joints. Okay, so we want to clear that up. Because if the joints are not open, then there's too much tension in the body, so you won't be able to receive. To release is song. Okay, so to know that is very important. To release means that you have song now, and that allows you to release into the ground. And to have song, you also need proper alignment. Without that internal alignment, the song will have leaking energy. So releasing also incorporates proper alignment, so you could release. And then when you root, right, it's not pressing physically. The rooting is actually the releasing. It's the releasing of your it's the rooting of your gravity. The more song you are, the heavier your gravity. So think of a baby, right? A baby that is, when they're relaxed, they're very heavy. It's because of everything just letting go. That's the rooting, okay? Important to understand that. And because the duality of yin and yang, when you have deep rooting, you also have deep expansion. That's the pung, right? And that's the returning. The returning is the pung. And then when you have pung, you can return it to complete the cycle over and over again. Okay? So everything you said, Roger, was correct. I was just adding to it so that to give it further explanation. So thank you very much. Let's go to Marcy. When we talk about SOS, what does that represent? SOS.
Simple, open, supple.
Say it again.
Simple, open.
Okay, what's the first one?
I call it simple, but it's not simple.
No, it's not simple.
Supple. I know the other ones.
Okay.
But I need to figure that one. Okay.
Okay. Can anybody help Marcy besides Roger? Do you know Bob?
Sinking.
No.
Nope. Okay.
Soft.
Soft. When you're song, you're soft. And the softness is all part of everything we do because there's no tension, right? If it's soft, that means there's no tension. And so soft, open, and supple. Can you kind of briefly explain what that means as it pertains to internal system training?
Soft, open, supple. Okay, so soft. So when you say in your song, you're sinking. You're actually sinking in. Open. You open all your joints. You relax. You open all your joints.
Okay.
And supple. You're releasing.
Okay. So everything you said, Marcy, is correct, but it's kind of all over the board.
Yes.
So I'm going to help you kind of put that in its order, okay? So soft, open, and supple pertains to the waist area, the waist. And how that kind of come about is because we want the top energy, the upper body, and the lower energy to work together. In order for that to happen and work in harmony, the waist area, it needs to be soft, no tension. And when it's soft, like in what you said earlier, Marcy, the joints are open. That's the biggest joint in the body, the waist, and the hardest to develop, as I was told by different teachers, because it's such a big joint. Very easy for that area to get stiff because of just how we live life. So we need to not just make it soft and open, it needs to be supple. Supple means that, like the foot or the waist, now it can flow through up and down. That's when it's supple. So, so that's what that means in terms of the basic understanding. It pertains to the waist. But can it pertain to other parts of the body? Absolutely. But we just have different acronyms to represent the principles for certain specifics, but it really applies to everything we do. Okay? That's soft, open, and so the next one, I'm going to ask Bob. When we want to learn something and we know it's important, we find it very valuable. We almost need to be kind of mad to learn it. We got to be mad to want it. We got to be mad to learn it. We got to be mad to break it apart so that we have ownership of the skill set. And what does MAD represent, Bob? What's the acronym for MAD? MAD.
Mindset, action, determination.
Okay. Very good. Some people use the M for motivation, but I'm okay with both mindset or motivation. So can you kind of describe a little bit those three words, how it pertains to learning this skill set of IST?
Well, your mindset is kind of like you need to decide if that's what you want to do. The action is actually doing the exercises, and determination is that you want to kind of figure out what your outcome would be, I guess.
Okay. Pretty good. So let me break it down a little further for you, okay? Motivation or mindset, but let's go with motivation. It means that now you have reasons why you want to do it. You're not doing just because Wayne's telling you to do it or you watch other people doing it. Now you have your own reasons. It becomes something that is important to you. Take, for example, now I'm going to pick a job that I want to pick. I'm just not doing it because my mom and dad told me to. I'm not going to take this job because my is making good money. Of course, that plays a role too. But I want to do something where I want to do it. It's important to me. Okay, so that's kind of like motivation. We've talked about that before. Action is, of course, you just got to do it. But more importantly, you got to have your own program, a routine that you do regularly throughout the week. Otherwise, if you just only come to the community classes as a participant, that's still okay. You get some benefit. But to be a practitioner, that means now you have your own regular routine a little bit each day. You don't have to be a long time, but enough where you get some benefit, half an hour to an hour plus each day. And determination means that 傻傻练, you just keep doing it. You don't worry about the outcome. You're going to keep doing it. Very close to the word of persistent, right? You're just going to keep doing it. Even though you may not understand it in its totality, but you're still going to do it. So that's mad, okay? Mad, of course, not in the sense of you're angry, but mad in the sense that in a good way, you're very mad that you want to learn it because you're making it very important for your own personal self. Okay, so that's on the acronym of MAD. So let's pick another one if they can hear me. Let's pick the acronym for what are the, and this one we talk about a lot, the 3 S's that I talk about to navigate into the internal system. Okay, the 3 S's to help navigate into the internal system. So T, if you can hear me, I can see you, but if you can hear me, do you know that?
Yes, stillness, standing, stepping.
Very good. Can you talk a little bit about each in a nutshell?
The stillness is about the training and bringing the energy of what's going on in the mind, bringing it into the body and out of the head.
Okay, keep going.
The standing is the positioning, the alignment.
Okay, the first one is stillness. What's the second one?
Standing.
Stationary position. So kind of close. That's okay. But we call it stationary positioning, okay? But
and stepping, that has to do with the movement and the sinking in the meditation walking concept.
Okay. So again, you're in the right direction, T, but let me just kind of give it more of a breakdown to further explain and so everybody gets it. Okay. So thanks for sharing that. Very good. The first S in stillness means that you're not moving.
You're not
moving. You're not moving. You're not physically moving.
Yes.
So you're just standing. Okay. And that standing, when you're not moving, it doesn't mean you're not moving, but you're moving internally. You're learning to open up the joints. You're learning to get the energy to flow while not moving. And you're also developing the quiet mind, also known as what we talk about CCC. You're calming the heart. You're calming the body. And as a result, in stillness, you learn to recognize what those energies represent while not moving. That's the stillness training. So whether you're doing the arm bridge, low quad stance, single leg stance, the 3-part meditation series that we've been doing recently, they all play a role in stillness. Now, stationary positioning, now we introduce dynamic movement like the rooting series. You're moving, but you're not stepping. You're in a stationary positioning. And within that stationary positioning, you have the stillness components. You have the stillness characteristics within that dynamic movement. So right there and then you learn the introduction of in motion, there's stillness. In stillness, there's motion. So that becomes a very crucial part to the understanding of stationary positioning. The third part to navigate into the internal system. Now, not only do you have stillness, not only do you have dynamic movement, now you're stepping left and right. So it plays out in the understanding of how energy flows as it pertains to yin and yang. Now it pertains to maintaining the qualities of peng throughout, because you're constantly sinking, you're constantly expanding while going from the right side to the left and then the left to the right, and that continues in that movement. So working on those three provides an introduction, again, to the internal system practice. And from there, it can go deeper and deeper into many different essence and layers. Okay? So thanks for that good answer, T. Let's have a couple more. So, Randy, can you hear me, Randy? Okay, we'll get back to Randy later on. Daryl, can you hear me?
I'm here.
Okay, hey, Daryl. When we talk about the acronym of connecting with somebody when we're doing two-person drills, we have the acronym called SAP. Okay, SAP. Do you remember what does SAP stands for in terms of what it represents in two-person verification drill?
How about a hint? Or how about
This is a pretty hard one, okay? So Bob or Roger or anybody, can you help your classmate Daryl? What does SAP stands for?
Sticking,
oh yes,
adhering, something
adhering,
like that,
right?
and pressure.
Very good, very good. So Daryl, would you be able to explain this, or you need Bob, your good friend, to help you and rescue you?
I'll probably need some help. Sticking and adhering. Well, I guess sticking is when you have a two-person drill and you're, for example, touching your partner's elbows, then and there's movement, right? You're giving or you're receiving. If you're giving, then and then I think he should feel some pressure. But when you're receiving, then you should be thinking about how to guide that energy and stick to the other person. So you have to feel his energy and be able to direct it. Is that close for sticking?
Okay. So Daryl, remember homeworks are done Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, okay? So make sure you take some notes. And but it's okay. It's okay. We'll have midterms again in a couple of months. So let's talk about SAP, and then we'll let you folks go. So SAP is a very important principle in IST. So sticking is when you cause the other person to stick to you. When we're doing any of the two-person drills, as fundamental as single push hands, as fundamental as any of the drills that we do, in order for you to cause the other person to stick to you, you need to incorporate, you got to surrender. You got to open up and let that energy come into you. Okay? That's sticking. And sticking requires what they call investment in loss. Sticking incorporates letting go of your ego to open up so that once someone touches you, their energy is coming into you. They're actually at a deficit already. Only if you allow them to come into you. You don't run away. You don't challenge it. And the more you can do it, once you allow them to come into you, we talk about now you're the driver, they're the passenger, right? We've been talking about that a lot. So when you stick, you become the driver, the other person becomes the passenger. Now you control their energy. That's one. Adhering means that relates to the type of, if they're giving you 20%, you maintain 20% with energy. Okay? You don't make it more, you don't make it less. You make it less, you're going to collapse. They're going to